welcome to the Star Stories in Life podcast, where we talk about the stars, stories, and life. What are we talking about today, Shinjini?
Today we are doing the astrology and tarot reading, but with a twist or with a difference. We usually do it like week by week, but with everything that's going on in our world and with our lives, we have decided to go through the whole month at once. So instead of doing like a week by week or bi-weekly reading, we are going to do everything for the month, so that we can also focus on talking about different kinds of stories. So I'm going to go week by week, and I'm going to tell you about like the transits, like where the planets are placed, how they're acting, behaving, and communicating with the other planets. And Emma is going to ask the angels today what's going to happen in that particular week. So we'll go week by week, and I'll talk about the stars, the planets, the heavenly bodies, and Emma is going to help us with the angels. And we're going to put both of their messages together and find the answers or the direction we are looking for. How does that sound?
That sounds great. So I'm going to be turning my camera down so that we can see the cards
the spread
better.
Yeah. Ooh, clean table.
Yeah. It only looks like it.
Oh my god, I'm just kidding. I should show you my table. It's not clean and I like it that way.
I know. Usually my table is not clean, but since I've been working at my desk, it's like I don't want to put anything here.
Agreed. I also started, as you know, that I've been doing like these tarot classes now because I also want to learn what you do. And so only when I do like tarot spreads, that's the only time my table is clean. Otherwise, it's full of pens and books and medicine and whatnot. Like everything is there.
Yes. So the cards we're going to be using today are going to be the Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. Okay. I might look into the book. I might not. Probably not. I mean, look at these.
You know them angels.
I know these angels. Some of them probably owe me money.
Oh my god.
All right. So those are the cards we're using. So let's see what gets called out when we start talking about the stars.
Yes. All right. So today, the day of this recording, is 5th of October, and we are already in the middle, not the middle of the week, I would say, but the middle of something, the middle of the, what is called, like, so, like the month started on the 1st, which was what, like last Saturday?
Yeah, it was last, no,
last Thursday.
It was on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, so last Thursday, so we are like 5 days into this month. That's how I mean. Sorry, it's not the half of anything. So we are 5 days into the month, and we've already seen a full moon in Aries. Venus is in Virgo. Pluto is direct in Capricorn. So the energy that we're feeling is of completion. So things that we were working on, maybe when it comes to physical activities, or maybe in matters of love or anything that we were working on, like our goals and our objectives, like for the last, I don't know, several months this year, we would start seeing some kind of direction there or completion, either of the two. And moving forward into the week, there's some conversations of tension. There's some good things too. For example, Mercury is speaking in kind of like in an opposition with Uranus, and Mars is squaring Pluto. They're both conversations of tension, and the feeling is that there are going to be news that are going to shock us this week, like, or we won't be prepared for it, or we wouldn't really expect it, especially things that have been hidden for a long time now, like things have not been really out in the open. It could be anything. It could be something at work, it could be something in your personal life, in relationships. So there are some shocks in those areas. Something that was hidden will probably come out. There are high chances of that. And Mars is also doing this dance with Pluto, and it's going to do a lot of dance with, you know, Jupiter and Saturn in the upcoming week. So I feel like this is going to push us to change things in our lives, in our societies even, and very dramatically. Not like, oh, we're just going to take one step at a time, you're going to have peaceful conversations. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be dramatic, it's going to be aggressive. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of push to change things. So that's the kind of tension that I'm feeling like this week. But it does end on a good note when Venus trines with Uranus, which probably means that when it comes to love and our relationships or going on dates, there might be pleasant surprises, you know. So yeah, we're starting off a little like heavy, you know, like, oh, there's so much to do and too much is happening, like what's going on, a lot of shocks and surprises. But like it ends on a good note. It's like, okay, but you know, I have like a nice partner or a best friend, or maybe like money matters are like really working out for me right now. So yeah, it does end on a good note. So what does what are the angels saying about this week, from the 1st to the 10th?
From the 1st to the 10th. So I was pulling out cards while you were talking, and so I started with the card that's going to be for like what has already happened, you know, the first couple of days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at Ibachamia.
Show it to me. Ibamia. Iabamia.
Ibamia. Ibamia, probably. Ibamia.
Yeah, you can say that. Ibamia.
It says, Word of God, creating all. Alchemy and transformation. Rules, neutral events, helps with spiritual progress.
Okay.
So that's how the month began.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
Like you were saying with completion, as we can see on the card, he has the scythe, so that means it's the end of something. This is the Hermit card, and the Hermit has always been a card of like solidarity but wisdom at the same time.
Yeah.
He is lonely, but he knows.
Yeah.
That's basically. So this would be, you know, a time of completion.
Yeah.
As stated, I'm going to put this guy over here. And then while you were talking about the beginning of the week where it's going to be slight tension. Mm-hmm. So we have Mebael.
Okay.
God, protector and savior. Truth and justice. Protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. It is the 8 of swords, and we know how much we love our swords.
Yeah, we do.
So that would also indicate tension. There's going to be a lot of blame.
Yeah.
Going around. That's what's going to be happening. You know, people are going to be holding up the blame for something.
Yeah, that's very Mars square Pluto, I would say. So as you know that the Pluto is Hades, god of the underworld, and it's everything that we don't like. It's everything that we want to hide and push it under the ground. And Mars is, you know, the warrior. It can be any kind of warrior, spiritual or whatever. But yeah, I think it's like pushing the underworld to kind of like reveal itself.
Look at this. Look at this. Don't look at me. Look at this. That's basically what we're seeing in this card. And then you were saying something about like perhaps truths being revealed.
Yeah.
Of something that's being hidden. And here we have Michael, the sun card.
Okay.
Vivifying God. So restoration of life, protection from adversaries, rabies, and wild beasts.
Okay.
So exactly what this could mean, because the sun card is usually a card of like hope. It's a card of things coming to light.
Yeah.
So something is going to be come to light. Are we as a world going to see something as it is and not as we're being told?
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
you can see
That's
these little angels. These two have trumpets, so they're making heard something that needs to be announced. So we'll see what that is going to be.
yeah, that's definitely the energy of revelation, of shocks.
Yeah.
You know, and it, especially when it comes to authority figures, like
Yeah.
people or systems that we think hold power over us. Yeah, there's a lot of revelation happening there, or events happening there that we don't expect, or there is going to be tension because of those events, you know?
And it's like a certain someone being
Yeah.
sick. And then I asked,
Well,
what
well.
needs to be done at the end of the week for us to come out fine, right? And we have Danielle, the King of Wands, God, the merciful judge. Eloquence gives answers to those in doubt. So we need answers basically if we're going to make it out of the week fine. And he's a nice looking angel. Look at that.
Ooh, hello.
Yes, I know. Some of these are actually really attractive. So, what I've seen in these cards that the important symbols are always in red. So for him, we have his spear, which is the spear of truth, which is the one that was used to stab Jesus in the lung.
Oh my God.
So that he would continue breathing and suffer longer. That's the
What is this logic?
I know, right? So basically, like, truth is what we have to accept. It's a painful acceptance. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of confusion for sure. Whatever revelation is going to happen, I hear throughout the cosmos that it's going to be very confusing to a large majority of the population.
Yeah. Can you maybe take out a card on love, because I feel like this week Venus has already entered Virgo, and Venus doesn't like to be in Virgo because Virgo is very practical and perfectionist, and Venus of course loves love, loves fantasy, but then at the end of the week Venus is making this nice connection with Uranus. Uranus is a little erratic, you know, like really unpredictable. So is it like good things happening in love, like pleasant surprises, or is it like I'm trying to express myself, I'm trying to have a good time with my partner, but it's not happening? Like what's the energy here?
Okay, so the love energy that we're going to have within this week, more or less, or in the time when there's going to be confusion and stuff, is Michael, which is not the same
as Michael?
Michael. Yeah, it's Michael.
In English,
it's Michael, the Emperor card. You remember? Can you stop? Thank you.
Very obedient. I like
Thank
it.
you, policeman.
Yeah.
So Michael is like unto God. Political authority, gives safe travel, and protects against conspiracies. He is the Emperor card, and the Emperor card is very masculine, very authoritative. So you're gonna feel like you have a lot of control over your relationship. Like, not a lot is going to be shaken, and you're gonna be on top of things when it comes to your relationship. That's the feeling. And gosh darn you, Michael, I was hoping you weren't gonna come out this time, but whatever.
Why not? Why not? What's wrong with Michael?
He's the angel I used to call a lot, and I've been ignoring him.
Ah, that's why love. It came out in the love card.
I know, right? It means I probably have to talk to him. But he's so
Yeah,
annoying.
I have a feeling he is. Like the depictions of Michael is like very needy and like
He is.
I wanna prove myself kind of energy. Like
It
always
is that kind of
something.
energy. He is that
Yeah.
kind of energy. He is huge, though. So, I don't know. Like, tall.
Um, so let's go on to the next week, which is
In
from the
April.
11th to the 16th.
Next week.
Yeah. So next week, it's gonna be hard.
Oh, I don't want it. No. But we already had a week of, like, straight heat. What more do we need?
More conflict,
I don't
more inner
know.
conflict.
Take it
Because
back. I don't want it.
as I was telling you before, that the sun is making a lot of these, you know, tough conversations with Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto. And it's an energy of delays, frustration. Yeah, it's just not things not working out basically, and going back to our plans and our expectations and like really reviewing them. Also because Mercury is going retrograde on the 13th in Scorpio, which means that when it comes to relationships or um, our creative expression or our hobbies, like things that make us happy, basically things that give us
Yeah.
joy, there's a halt on that, like
I
for
don't
some
like
reason.
that.
For some reason it'll be like, okay, I can't do that, or like you really have to review them and be like, what's going on with me? Because I feel like it could also be because Scorpio is like really, really dark. Like the ruler of Scorpio is Mars and Pluto. So
Of
it
course
seems
it is.
to me, yeah, so it seems to me like things that we have repressed, things that are in our subconscious, under the carpet, hidden, those are the things that are going to bother us this week.
Ugh.
um, and the fact that the sun is making so many conversations of tension with so many major players like Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto. It's just so frustrating, and there could, I mean, in the world we could also see some immense violent changes or conversations happening. um, but towards the end of the week, we are going to see the new moon in Libra. So I feel like this new moon will kind of help us to start all over again. It's new moon is not the energy of completion. It's the energy of beginnings. But I feel like this new moon is in Libra, and after all the shit that we will go through from the 11th to the 15th, I think 16th will be like, okay, what do I want? Where do I want to take my life towards? How can I see my life in a more balanced and in a more peaceful, calm way? How can I find inner peace? I think the new moon in Libra on the 16th will help us to do that. But we have to be really ready. Like we really, really have to be ready for this conversation of, frustration that's going to happen, because it means something. It's not happening for no reason. It means something. It's trying to teach us something, and we should use that lesson and set expectations for the new moon in Libra on the
Okay.
16th.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see. I don't know if you noticed, or probably the viewers noticed, but while you were talking, I was pulling out cards, and they all came out of this same area, which I found interesting. So let's see what cards were hanging out together. So the beginning, you said that there's going to be delays starting next week. Oh,
Yeah.
of course, you. So we have Caja Ciel.
Okay, we have to find out the pronunciation
Yes.
of these
Go ahead. We
angel
go on
names.
Google and see what it says. But it's
Yeah.
Cajaciel,
Okay.
and he's the adored god. Divine blessings. Drives
Okay.
away evil spirits. Rules agricultural production. So
Okay.
maybe we're going to have delays when it comes um like maybe emotional and social things,
Yeah.
but material things gonna keep on chugging away like it
Exactly.
ain't no thing. Like you're gonna be destroyed on the inside, not knowing what to do, but you still gotta go to work, unfortunately. So
Yeah, and because the squares are usually, yes, they're not comfortable energies, but squares usually push you to do things. Like something will happen which is out of your control, and it will push you to do things. And the fact that Sun is squaring two major planets, Jupiter and Pluto, um, it just tells me that whatever it is, it's going to be super intense, because Jupiter is expansive. It's also the planet of learning and
yeah,
not spirituality. Yeah, spirituality, learning, spirituality, higher learning,
divinity almost.
expansion. Yes, divinity. And Pluto is the opposite.
Yeah,
It's Hades. It's the Lord, like the king of the not king, sorry, god of the underworld. And Jupiter is actually Zeus, and he's the god of the sky. So I feel like the sun is, kind of like squaring both these energies, both the top
yeah,
and the bottom um, of our world as we know it, like kind of like squaring heaven and hell. So,
yeah.
and we humans are kind of caught in between, it's
Yes,
like, like where do we go? And the only thing we can do is like work on ourselves and be with
yes,
ourselves. Whatever is happening, be in that moment and find divinity in that moment, and really take the lessons of the angels or universe or however, whatever name you have for that energy. Really, really look out for signs and lessons in whatever is manifesting at that time.
yes. So, you said that the sun energy there was going to be a lot of violence, be it like physical or probably more than likely it's going to be like words are going to be thrown.
Yeah.
So, what do we have here? We have Mahasia,
Okay.
God, the survivor,
Okay.
the savior. That's what it says. Rectification helps one live in peace with everyone. So the Four of Wands, we have to be emotionally open to the fears of others at this time. Don't put others above you, but you have to remember that other people have feelings. So like think before you speak kind
Yes,
of
absolutely.
energy.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
So we don't want to jump into the fight when you see it on
yeah,
Facebook. You're gonna want to, get your words
absolutely.
together.
Absolutely. Like around the 13th of October, we will be feeling really feisty, easily irritable. Like, let's not forget Mars is still retrograde.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's making us a little irritable than usual. Like the fact that you got this allergy, even, like, I'm not surprised. That's like very Mars
Yeah.
retrograde. Like
No,
a lot of,
my stomach was awful all weekend. Like
yeah.
so much pain. It was so annoying, and I was burping more than I have burped in a really long time. I chugged so much Pepto Bismol, and then my
Yeah.
grandma gave me like, it's called sal de uvas.
Yeah.
She gave me that, and I let out this burp that though was not huge, it made all the pressure go away.
Yeah, I love that. I really
I
love
know
that.
it feels so good.
I love burping more than farting. I love
Yeah.
burping. It's just, I don't know, I feel like my soul is getting cleaned. It's such
It's
a
like
weird
you're letting
feeling.
out the ghosts of food. You don't need those
Yes.
ghosts in your body.
Yes,
But yeah,
absolutely.
I also like the night like probably on Friday night, I had like a nightmare. I haven't had nightmares in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Since last retrograde. Now that I think about it. So yeah,
Yeah. There's
that
like a lot of, I feel like when Mars goes retrograde, like it not only dampens our energy, motivation, but it also is like this, anxiety.
yeah, I agree. There's a lot of there's a lot of
Yeah.
feelings of anxiety.
Especially like the moon was in Aries a while ago, and it's just emotions and
Yeah,
aggression mixed together. It's just anxiety. It's what are
yeah,
you anxious about? Everything. you
everything.
know
This is
it's not
just the
one
way I
thing.
live.
Yeah, exactly. And it can manifest in so many ways. It can be like you don't even know why you're angry at people, or
You
like
just are.
everything is irritating you. It's like the world is on PMS.
Yeah, basically.
The world is on PMS. Everybody's PMSing right now. Doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, you have a uterus or not. You're PMSing.
Yes, exactly.
And you're
That's
anxious
cool.
as fuck. Like,
Yes, yes. So, and then you talked about the new moon.
yeah,
It's gonna
new
be
moon in
fun because the
Libra.
new moon is about what's it about? I do not have my grimoire with me. That's great. I gotta check the digital one instead. I think the new moon. Let's see. The full moon is about harvest, and the new moon is about planting
Reaping, like setting
seeds.
setting your intentions, rather.
Yes, it's setting your intentions or planting seeds or
Uh-huh.
however you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, where's my
If
information?
you if you guys if you guys do rituals during new moon, I mean, keep doing it.
Yeah,
Um, speak to the moon as you always do. I think the moon has great powers.
yes,
Our
agreed.
ancestors have been like one of the first celestial beings that we have been following and um, being benefited from was the moon. Like
Yeah,
that's the earliest celestial being, and there's so much wisdom there. Like I've been reading this book and I've been learning a lot about how we can really use the energies of the moon, and it's so close to Earth, and I think
yeah,
that's why too it influences so much of what we do here on Earth. It's a part of us. The moon is a part of the Earth, and um, I think like the way that it interacts with the sun and the earth, like definitely there are a lot of patterns that our ancestors have been able to kind of see and understand. Um, and I feel like we can definitely use that wisdom. So keep doing
yeah.
the rituals that you guys are doing. We'll talk about it.
Yes, we will. We will. So, for the new moon, I drew a card to see what we needed, what ideas, what type of cleansing must we do when it comes to the new moon. And we have Kaliel, the
Okay.
invocable god. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. So, I don't know why there's a lot of like politics going on.
Mm-hmm.
So likely some type of justice is going to be going on around, or that's what we're going to have to start manifesting
Okay.
during this moon phase. So we have to start manifesting justice, the idea of justice, and then we
Yeah, maybe
have
we will be able to do that. Like, I think that's
yeah.
important. Yeah.
Enough people focus on it and it'll happen. That's the way it works. And
True.
then I have, how do we want to end the week? Like, with what? And we have the Four of Pentacles, Mizrael,
Mm-hmm.
God liberating the oppressed, self
Oh, wow.
atonement, cures mental illness, deliverance from prosecution. Hmm. What
Says a
might
lot, right?
be? There's a lot, and
There's a
like I
lot
don't
going
mean
on.
to get it. Like as you're seeing, I'm not forcing the political ideals. It's
Yeah.
happening.
We didn't even mention anything,
We
right?
didn't
It's
even
just
mention anything, but that's what we're getting. There's a lot of justice. There's a lot of
yeah.
you know, justice for persecution. So
Yeah.
maybe a law or a bill will be proposed that will be
A
able
lot of
to
things
stop.
revealing themselves. We
Mm-hmm.
are veering towards justice, calling out for justice, power struggles. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it could be personal. It could be like
Yeah,
literally
like your own
fighting with your
personal justice,
boss, you
perhaps.
know?
Uh-huh.
Or like maybe you're setting boundaries with people who have been abusing you and taking advantage of you, and they revealing themselves to you. Or it could absolutely be political. It could
Yeah.
absolutely be your society's um, injustices coming out in the open and doing something to you that really makes you go out and be like, enough is enough.
Yes. Yes. So we'll see how this manifests next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll manifest in a good way. So let's move on to
To the third week.
the third week.
So the third week is from the 18th to the 24th. And it's a mixed week because we still have the energy of Sun now squaring Saturn, and Mars squaring Jupiter, and Mercury opposite Uranus. Um,
All fun things.
yeah. So what I would say is, it's the same sort of energy, like the same energies of tension and power struggle, um, pushing us to look for justice. Because Jupiter, I actually forgot to mention this, like Jupiter is not only learning, but it could also be fighting for justice,
Yeah.
doing things the right way. So I think there will be a lot of events that are going to happen in our lives in different areas. Of course, really depends on where these planets are in your house, in your birth chart. Um, so accordingly, in that particular area of your life, it's going to be more magnified. But in general, what I can say and what I can see is that there are a lot of things that are going to happen that is going to make you be like, bitch, I'm done. Things need to change.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm going to do about it. This is how I'm going to manifest that change. This is my plan. Um, So yeah, that's the energy I'm feeling. But because the sun is squaring Saturn in Capricorn, there's going to be a lot of pushback from the system or this authority figure in your life. They're going to push back and they're going to be like, no, not really, not so fast. Um, but but because Mars is also squaring Jupiter and Mercury is opposite Uranus, I feel like the authority figures, the system is not going to get away with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end of the week, Venus is making a nice having a nice conversation with Jupiter and also with Saturn. So I feel like when it comes to matters of love or money, money that you earn, um, there might be whatever obstacles you have had, like whatever in your relationships, in your dating life, or in your sources of income. If there were any money problems, they're all going to go away. So money problems, relationship problems, whatever obstacles there were, they're gonna they're gonna get out of their way, and things are gonna be a little bit more harmonious and peaceful than usual. So that's how the week ends. So it starts a little bit like, I'm trying to get this stuff done, but it's not happening. But in your love life and your financial life, things are kind of looking up when it comes to um, taking care of your obstacles. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so let's see what the cards have to do about that tension at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, okay. So we have Haniel,
Mm-hmm.
joy of God. Joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples, removes negative energy. The
There
Lovers
you go.
card.
Yeah,
So lean
that's
on the people
Venus's
you love,
connection. Mm-hmm.
basically. Like lean on them, be on their side. That's how you're going to get through all of that tension. You
Yep.
know, be on the side of the people that you care about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they are, even if they're strangers. If you care about them, you stand up for them. That's how you're going to that's how you're going to find that justice. That's what's
Yeah,
seeing here.
absolutely. That's definitely Venus's conversation with Saturn and Jupiter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, it's probably gonna, I wouldn't say work out, but I feel like there's going to be some removal of obstacles in
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah. So, what are we going to do about the authority pushing back upon you?
Yeah.
That's the
Hmm.
question I asked, and we have Two of Swords, Aniel, breaking the circle, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory. So
Okay.
fight,
Yeah.
Lord of
Sword
all
fight.
virtues, sword fight with two swords in hand. You have to go with everything that you have. Your hands full of whatever weapon that you have right
Yeah.
now. That's what you, not physically, no physical fighting, you know, accountability.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for, accountability. This is
Hmm.
a moral justice.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about income and, you know, how is that going to factor into the end of the week? And we have Hiya.
What? Hiya.
Hiya.
It's hiya.
Hiya.
It reminds me of this YouTuber, this Malaysian YouTuber says, hiya. That's
Hiya. Yes, so
yeah.
this is hiya.
Yeah.
God, listening in concealment. Politics and ambition wins judgments and protects all those who seek truth. So those of us who stand up and do the right thing will reap our rewards, and those were against will likely lose their jobs? Question mark.
Yeah. It's possible because
Yeah,
because of Jupiter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what we have. And now to the final week of
Yeah.
October. My
Yeah,
birthday week.
the final week.
What happened on my birthday?
Yes, absolutely. And also Halloween.
Yes.
Um, so in the last week, not a lot is happening because, and I'm not complaining because there's a lot of
Yeah, there's
energy.
gonna be so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy that we have been carrying since the beginning of September actually. And it's like the continuation of the same thing, more or less, in varying degrees.
Uh-huh.
So the end of the week, Venus is entering Libra, so that's nice because Libra is ruled by Venus, so Venus likes being in Libra. In contrast to when Venus was in Virgo, it doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Uh, so definitely, if Venus is feeling good, it's possible that we would probably feel its effects in our lives too, because Venus is joy. I mean, if I just want to simplify the energy of Venus, it's just joy, like things you like to do, the things that make you happy, whether that's love, like literally like being in a relationship, or it could be just love for your hobbies, love for things that you like to do. And wherever Venus is in your birth chart, in whichever house it's in, there's definitely going to be a lot of joy there. Despite everything that's going in your life, in the world, wherever Venus is right now, there's joy there. Okay.
Yay. Joy.
Uh, and then, of course, at the end of the last day of the month, full moon in Taurus, and Sun is opposite Uranus. Um, so this is really interesting because in 1 month we had two full moons. So if you remember, the beginning we had full moon in Aries, and we are ending the month with a full moon in Taurus. Um, I think that, so this is what we call a blue moon, when we have 2 full moons in 1 month. So I feel like the energy here is, I would say good, because I mean, yeah, full moons are endings, they are completions, they are, kind of putting the final touch there. And it's in Taurus, so maybe some kind of financial dealing could be coming to a closure. It could also be relationship coming to a closure. What kind? It really depends on what's going on in your life right now. And the fact that Sun will be opposite Uranus, again, I feel like there could be some sort of shock. Because Uranus is really erratic. And it's going to come with something really unpredictable. I feel like Uranus, like the whole month, I'm seeing the big players will be Uranus and the Sun. Like the Sun is like going and making all these like conversations with different major players, and kind of like disturbing the whole mood. And Uranus is like there to kind of like completely turn things around. Like you think that things are going in a certain way and it's like, bam, nope, your life is changed now forever. But that could be good or bad, like there are so many factors and variables that could mean good or bad to you. But that's generally the feel. And I feel, and the fact that the Sun is opposite Uranus on the same day that there is a full moon in Taurus, I feel like it's going to be something really big. I don't know what. What do you think? What are the angels saying?
Let's see. All right. So I got a whole bunch of cards here this time around. These guys go together. These guys are in the middle, and then this one's special. So the first card I chose was a card just was like, what's going on with my birthday? Because, I'm selfish that way. And we have Rahiel, the 7 of Wands, the expected god, liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible.
Yeah.
So the beginning of the week is going to be very liberating. You're going to feel like, something's going to be let go somewhere. Maybe you won't even know what it is, but it'll be like, oh, a chain fell somewhere and I don't feel it. So that's gonna happen. So hooray for all of us. And then we have, you said there's going to be a feeling of joy, which will probably come from the liberation. We have Hael, God, Master of the Universe, Divine Warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. So, hooray.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Like, there's going to be a big win. Big win at the beginning of the month, of the last week of the month. So we're gonna have a big win, be it personal, be it social, big win coming your way, whatever that's gonna be. And then we have, I asked, what are we going to be harvesting in this full moon? Yeah. And we have Elemaya, the hidden god. I like this card. This card looks so cool. Look at it. It's just wings, the face.
Pretty.
Yeah. It says divine power, guards against mental troubles.
Ooh.
So we're going to have mental peace for a little. There's probably going to be a little, like, it's going to go quiet. Don't know if that's good, but there's going to be a moment of pause. So we'll get to enjoy the at least the middle of the week. And then I asked, what should we look forward to when it comes to like the end of the month? Like what should we prepare for next month, and what are we expecting? How is the month going to close? So we have our good friend, just wings and rings. Pahalia.
Okay.
God, the Redeemer, redemption, serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. So So we're seeing that, and then we add to that the Six of Wands. Psychaya, God who took evil. Longevity protects against infirmities. Could we perhaps be seeing a break in sickness? Perhaps?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
there going to be a promise, perhaps?
Yeah, because, yeah, it's possible. Like, Pluto is direct now in Capricorn and it's moving towards Aquarius. Yeah, it's possible. Like, also Neptune will go direct soon, I think in November.
Mm-hmm.
So Neptune also represents like medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's possible that when Neptune goes direct, maybe there's going to be some kind of good news when it comes to COVID-19.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Okay. While you check, so these guys decided to like jump out at me when I was trying to put the deck away. So let's see what these guys have to offer. We have Hasiel, who is the merciful God, divine forgiveness, obtains friendships, and favors the great, secures promises. So you can take a look at the card. We got the classic angel, Archangel Luke. And so that's the guardian we have there, and we have Hahashia. Freaking names, man. God, the impenetrable secret, universal medicine,
Okay.
elevation of the soul, and revelation of mysteries.
Right. Yeah, I checked. So it definitely goes with what you're saying, because both Mars and Neptune are going to go direct in November. Mars towards the beginning of, I think towards the beginning or mid November, and towards the end of November, Neptune is going direct in Pisces. So I feel like there might be some good news with COVID-19. I don't know.
There's going to be good news, health related.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing that I can guarantee is that good news when it comes to health.
Yeah.
So that either means lower cases or maybe something else.
Yeah.
I don't have hopes for that something else though.
Yes.
I think it would have been more direct if that was the case.
True.
That's what I feel. So it's probably just going to be like a leveling out, perhaps. That feels more likely.
Let's see your face.
No. There you go. Stay. There.
Yeah, so what are you feeling? Like, how is this month going to go? Let's say individually first, maybe then we can go to the more political and society.
I feel like if you're a working spud and you have to go to your job, I think maybe in the coming month, very likely that we're going to start slowly leaving our houses to go to work.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that you have to prepare mentally for.
True.
I know I do. I honestly think that I'm going to like take the initiative and buy a scooter so that I don't have to go in a car.
I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to see about that because I have to go and get my license, and that's scary all on its own. So
yeah, you are absolutely right. I might do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to go to work, but I do have to go to a lot of other places.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like it's much better to have like a scooter to go around, different places.
Yeah. Honestly, if individual people would just use scooters and motorcycles instead of cars, it would be so much safer for people who use motorcycles and scooters. Because most of the cars that you see have only the one person in it. Like, why do you need so much car if it's just you,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Mm-hmm. So prepare for that when it comes to next month. It may happen, it may not. I do not see like a spike in cases for the first time ever. We didn't get the, you know, wash your hands card.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more of a keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Keep it up. And we're getting there. Doing
I
it.
agree. I agree. It still bothers me though that people are still being careless.
I know.
And of course, a lot of our politicians are to blame for that because they did not take this seriously when they should have.
Mm-hmm.
And some politicians around the world, not just in our country, around the world, are still behaving very recklessly. So I'm still like really mad about that, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Like
But
there's no
hopefully there's some kind of like a news of vaccine or cure of this
or at the
towards the end
very
of
least,
November.
like for example, like I heard in the talks that my grandparents give when we're over there, she was saying that they were talking about how there's the estimate that COVID is just gonna end up being just another seasonal thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're going to have to learn to live with. It's just gonna be another flu. So even if we get a vaccine, it'll have to be like a yearly vaccine, very likely.
Yeah,
Or
let's
maybe
see
just the
how it
one.
goes.
So we'll
Yeah.
have to see. And I honestly think that because they were saying that this is just going to be our new normal. You're going to be washing your hands all the time, wearing a mask. If you ever feel sick,
Yep.
that's just going to be normal for the entire world now, not just the Asian countries. And I was talking to my husband. He's like, we should already be wearing a mask living here in where we live because it's not like the air is clean.
That's true.
So you'll protect yourself as much as you can. But I mean, other than when it comes to things like health in general, we're looking pretty good for the rest of everything. There's tension at the beginning of the month, but that's the beginning of almost every month.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension because
I just see there's a lot of political upheaval coming. I feel like
there is.
there's,
If
I
cards
mean,
can
politically
tell you
speaking,
that.
yeah, I feel like breaking news will be like every other day, kind of like
Oh
that.
my
That's the
god, I
feeling I'm
know.
getting. Like there will be some kind of like revelation or something shocking or um, not shocking, but also like, like whatever we are seeing, like it goes to the next level, like that kind. That's what I'm like feeling. Like whatever is happening, whatever we are seeing, like confrontation with the system, the government or authorities or whatever, it's just going to go up a notch.
Yeah. Like
That's what I'm feeling
I
that's going to
am
happen in
predicting
October.
I am predicting so many. Wait, just dropping all the cards all over. I'm predicting so many large, like, just Twitter and Facebook posts that are just going to be full of like screenshots and stories, and it's going to get. There's going to be a lot of reading, a lot of
Yeah.
reading. And so many people there's going to be a lot of misinformation as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But we just have to see exactly what this news is going to be because it could be
But
any
but
number.
I think despite misinformation, there is also going to be a reality. There will be many reality checks throughout the month.
Yes. Yes.
In every
For
turn, we'll have a lot of reality checks, and of course, as humans, we have the agency of free will, like what we intend to do, what we decide to do after that reality is revealed to us. That's different. Of course, it's up to you. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of reality checks too. And what we do with that information is definitely going to determine how our next 3-4 months, even the next year, looks like, to be very honest.
Yeah, we're going to have to just, like the cards were saying, you know, protect the people that you care about at this time. That's what we have to be doing. You know, there are people who are vulnerable, and we have to protect them right now. And it doesn't mean the people who jump into your head immediately. Very likely it's someone that needs your help, but you just didn't notice yet. That's how I feel right now. But it's not a horrible month.
How are your family members who got COVID-19?
Grandma's doing a lot better. According to like all the tests and stuff that was done, like COVID-19 was not what made her as sick as she got, apparently.
Of course.
And so she had, like, they don't even know what caused her kidneys to start failing. It just happened.
Fuck.
And they were like, well, you know, okay. But she is better now. And it's only been, like, what, 2 weeks? Like, she's completely better now. She's up doing things. My cousin's daughters are also fine. So they were positive, but probably asymptomatic when it came to the virus. And but the rest of my family, they're the same, you know, just dealing with allergies. And
yeah, this is pretty allergy season for me too.
It's so this allergy season has been so annoying.
Yeah, whenever there is a change of season, especially autumn and spring, I'm just like sneezing the shit out of everything.
Yeah, I've been waking up just completely like either stuffed up or just like my eyes are like the itchiest they have ever been. So I've been living off of allergy pills. I take 2 in the morning, and I try to remember to take 2 at night, but I don't usually do. And just trying to get through the day with these freaking allergies. It's awful. And I do feel like a lot of things are heightened right now when it comes to health, because everybody's noticing things. Like, I remember my aunt said that she went to go to the doctor because when, you know, she found out that my cousin's daughters and my grandma were positive for the virus, so she went to go and get herself checked. And the doctor was asking her all these questions, and her answer was like, are you feeling like a runny nose or congestion? And she's like, yeah, but I have allergies.
Yeah, they are not really the determiners of COVID-19. COVID-19.
It's like, yeah, maybe I do have a whole bunch of symptoms, but also I have allergies. Like, this is how I feel.
It has to be high fever, difficulty breathing, and what else?
I think some of the smaller symptoms can even be like diarrhea. The loss of sense of smell and taste.
Yeah, exactly. So sense of smell, losing sense of smell, taste, difficulty breathing, dry cough, and high fever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have these, whether you have a congested nose or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like, I know I think I haven't had a fever, but then it's been so hot. So I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, but I know all of my symptoms have been allergies 100%. This is just how I feel during this season.
Yeah, me too. Like, nothing different. And my struggle actually has been very, very mental. Like, as I was saying that, my PMS is like so different. I don't know if I've told you this, but every time my PMS symptoms are different. Sometimes it's cramps, sometimes it's moodiness. It's just every time it's different. I don't even know what to expect anymore. So just before I got my period, like I think yesterday, and before that, like the week before. Okay. My
What
neighbor
the
just decided
hell?
to drill the shit out of the fucking apartment. Um, I don't know what they're doing. Like, what's the time right now? Isn't it like
It's 8.
8:44?
Uh-huh, yeah. Almost
Really, this
9.
is the time to do carpentry?
Apparently.
Yeah. So right before my period, like I was having like this feeling anxious about I don't know what. Like I'm just like I was feeling emotionally saturated too. It was like I don't want to listen to you whine ever again. You know, it was kind of like that. Do you remember like I was telling you
Yeah,
about this
yeah,
friend
yeah,
of
I
mine? I
remember.
was just like I do not have any fucking patience for stupid people. That was my feeling that week. It was like,
Yeah.
if you are stupid, I'm gonna cut you out of my life. Like I was like that irritated with everyone. Um, yeah, it was just like emotionally like a lot. So that has really been my thing these past couple of months, like really trying to be there with myself and be accepting of whatever I'm feeling. This is something that I've always struggled with, like accepting my emotions and feelings as they are, because I'm always like over analyzing them, or I'm like,
Yeah.
why, and I do that whole cerebral thing, and sometimes it's just like being in that moment and
Yeah.
letting it pass. You know, that's still something I'm learning. So yeah, that has been more of a journey for me, this inner journey that I've been on, more than the health and body thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, I guess everybody's feeling this change and transformation differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that will bring us to the end of our astrology and tarot reading. And in conclusion, as we both discussed, that health-wise, good news is probably in the around the corner. Money-wise and relationship-wise, also, I feel like a lot of obstacles are moving away and things are looking up. Just when it comes to justice and um, you know, holding figures of authority accountable, that's where I see most of the struggle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely a lot because of the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, I feel like there's also like these past unresolved issues coming to the forefront too. So those are the only things I would ask our viewers and listeners to be on the lookout. I
Mhm.
don't get scared of them. Like they happen. You know, we are not perfect. We will not be able to resolve every fucking issue in our lives. And it's good that these retrogrades happen so that we have another look at those things that we forgot or
Yep.
repressed because we were busy doing other things, or we got distracted by a butterfly or whatever. Um, so yeah, just like take it in a good stride. Like, okay, the universe is telling me to work on this shit. Okay, I'm gonna work on this shit. And
Mhm.
just like take it
Exactly.
forward from there. Take it one day at a time. Don't like plan too much. I would say don't plan too too much ahead. Just take one day at a time, and I feel like we are definitely going through we will see good times ahead. Like it's gonna take a while, but I think we
Yeah.
will definitely hear some positive news.
Agreed. We're going to hear positive news, but I also have this feeling like it's not the news that we think it's going to be.
Yeah. We don't know what's coming.
It's going to be out of left field for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
So, everybody just prepare for whatever may come. And with that, we leave all of you to ponder what we have said.
Yeah.
So, it comes to the end of our episode, and not sure what to say this time.
I would say that expect the unexpected.
Yes, that's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
Everybody should expect an unexpected. Wear a mask and wash your hands.
Yes.
So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our video or listening to our podcast on your preferred podcasting app. I just wanted you guys to know that we are currently also on Instagram. You can DM us your questions, comments, or ideas via Instagram. You can also send us an email at starstoriesandlife@gmail.com. It's all one word, starstoriesandlife@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. See you next time, and wear a mask.